Hey, everybody. I guess it's unofficially Trivia Tuesdays here at Stab Comedy Theater. Get yourself ready, get a snack, get something to drink, maybe share out the link with your folk who aren't already in the stream. SPORTSBALL with Drew Absher will begin in about 2.5 minutes. Welcome to the virtual Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for SPORTSBALL. Please welcome to your screen, SPORTSBALL.
Hey everybody, welcome to the SPORTSBALL with Drew Absher. Now I guess we can technically call it a podcast. I haven't broken the news or anything, not that there's much news to break or whatever, but yeah, I'm throwing this up as a podcast. I'm still waiting on the stream to be approved or whatever, but yeah, it'll be up as a podcast in a couple days here, hopefully. So welcome in. This is the first one we're doing since November. I hope everyone had a good holiday season. I hope everyone was able to win their fantasy football leagues. I got a great show today, a bunch of new games. The past 2 months, it gave me a lot of time to let the brain start turning around in there. So we got some new games, and we also got some new guests. Everybody, welcome to the show, Ben Rice. It's his first time on the show. Yeah, clap it up for Ben. Ben, thanks for being here. First point of order, you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan.
Yes.
How did you become an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, and would you like to apologize to the city of Seattle?
Those are intricately tied together. I am actually from Seattle in my formative years, was a Sonics fan. I got to see Gary Payton and Sean Kemp before they were stars in the upper deck, so I've got reputation, okay?
Okay.
And then I left Seattle to live in the middle of nowhere for forever, and as soon as I left, they started winning, and as has been the thing, and then I came here, and the Kings started losing, so it's just, it's me. I'm sorry about that.
Well, then I speak for everyone on this show when I say get the fuck out.
Yeah, move to the Bay.
I just bought a house. I'm here forever. I'm sorry. Just a bad luck thing for me. The Mariners also got good when I left. Everything happened. Then, as we know, some asshole ripped the Sonics away from the Thunder, or from Seattle and brought it to Oklahoma City, and I was upset and heartbroken and crestfallen, as you need to be. Then I went and saw the Thunder play the Kings in Sacramento. I bought seats like 6 rows back, and Clay Bennett, the asshole previously unnamed, was there. So I got to yell at him the whole game about what he did to Seattle. And so I feel that now I am cleansed and I can be an OKC Thunder fan because the players had nothing to do with it, and I've had it out with the ownership.
Well, and hold on, I got to go back a second. Was that the first year they were in Oklahoma City that you got the game? It was the
second year, unfortunately.
But I mean, still, so you got to see Russ and KD in like their third and second year.
James
Harden.
Was James Harden a rookie that year? Did they take him the next year after Russ?
No, they took him the same year. No, next year.
Yeah.
Next year, yeah. It was 2004. Yeah, it was
Rookie
Blake
of the
Griffin.
year, baby.
Hashtag Rick
Blake. It was the all too memorable Blake Griffin, James Harden, and Tyreek Evans, all mentioned in the same breath of each other always. Well,
I don't want to derail things, but I want to hear some Ben Rice trash talk. Ben, what were you yelling at an owner of a basketball team?
A billionaire.
It doesn't matter.
It was just stuff like that. You were just doing your hand at him.
Man, that wasn't
Did you have
cool,
a sign?
Sir. Hey,
you wrote it on poster board?
People too.
Yeah, what slur did you write on poster board? I want to know.
Nothing like that. I'm sure he didn't hear me.
Let's get this show canceled.
Champagne or whatever the fuck he was drinking. I've also heckled Del Curry. I do know what I yelled at him, so that's fine.
I like the idea of the Thunder's owner sitting courtside and refusing to put his feet on the hardwood, so he puts a Sean Kemp jersey underneath his feet. Ben, thanks for being on the show. We'll get you a plug at the end, but of course you just started a basketball beer podcast, so stick around for the end. It's called Please Drink Responsibly. Ben will give the full rundown on that. Moving on, sports ball favorite. I'll throw the title on him. Give it up for Jack Brown, everybody. Yeah,
sports ball
Jack
favorite.
Brown.
That means that I'm not going to win. Everyone here is aware that I'm not going to win, but I'm okay to have on.
Jack Brown's the Portland Trailblazers of sports ball. It's like good enough to always give you a little glimmer of hope. Never good enough to get to the dance, but always fun as shit to watch.
That's right. Dollar Dame right here.
Dame time. All right, moving on. We're going to he's a man who's coming for his belt back tonight. Josh Means is on the show. Josh, how are we feeling? Is this your Rocky 2 moment?
I feel good. Yeah. I took my L. You didn't let me get my rematch right away. I feel like that was screwy. That's some Montreal screw job shit, but I get it.
I wanted to give you an off season.
And now you're coming at me with these new games I don't know about. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to getting that belt back.
I believe in you. And then the defending champ. I wish I could say that I remembered enough to put him at the end on purpose, but he's just in alphabetical order. Everybody make it real loud for Robert Emoto. Yeah, he's wearing his snapback. It's 8:00 at night. There's no reason to have it on, but he's doing it. Robert, what's going on? How are you?
Not much, man. I've got to hold this belt for a couple months. It's been heavy, man. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Off.
Your right shoulder looks so strong from carrying it around everywhere you go.
I just know Josh is really getting mad on the inside. I might lose. I know there's a huge possibility I could lose, so I got to get the shots in before I can't talk.
No pun intended, but inside baseball here, right before the show, we were talking to Jesse from Stab about his show that he has guests on and how often people cancel on him. And the thing I do like about sports ball is that nobody cancels because the only people who are into sports are like ultra fucking competitive. And so asking them if they'll do a competition, they're like, yeah, absolutely. And they won't bail. I'll actually study for it. So it's been a bit of a blessing. Yeah, right. Exactly. Everyone's fucking cramming. everyone's studying who
got a DUI.
Which athletes have been arrested for domestic violence recently.
The show is 3 hours.
Yeah. Josh has been over police blotter, listening to the radio and stuff.
Yeah, everyone's been on The Naked Gun looking at celebrity mugshots. All right. Without further ado, let's jump into the first game. It's everybody's favorite to play. Let's argue. This is a pardon the interruption style game. I sent these guys some prompts beforehand. These are topical sports questions, I'd say. And we'll go in alphabetical order. So we'll be starting with Ben here, and I will give points to these guys randomly based off good arguments made. The first one, the Brooklyn Nets have traded for notable thick boy James Harden, which is great news for the New York restaurant industry. The super team of Kyrie, KD, and Harden are in contention for the most dominant 2K team of all time. But I ask you guys, what is the most dominant video game sports team of all time? Ben, coming to you.
All right, so to be clear, I have not played a video game since 1997. So if you're trying to get some 2K at me, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no dexterity. Video games, 4 buttons, I was out. So it's obviously Tecmo Super Bowl, Oakland Raiders. Tecmo Bowl takes down everybody every time.
It's a fair enough answer, Ben. Do you have any cases for it?
Yeah, you can't tackle him. He doesn't get tired, and the defense still pretty solid with, Howie Long on there. Jay Schroeder is decent at quarterback in the league. You got receivers, but it's Bo Jackson trucking fools nonstop.
All right. I think that's certainly one that everyone would get behind. Jack Brown, we're coming to you on this one. Who's the most dominant football or video game sports team of all time?
Thank you for looking at my face and knowing that I like football. I was going to say Mike Vick, when he was on the cover of Madden 2004, I mean, TJ Duck had work done. He was untouchable. But then I thought, and I know that my experience is universal, the Sacramento State Hornets team I made in NCAA basketball 08 were fucking so raw. We were like going to 2050. I was running the program, simulating through games because my recruiting was so good. Renamed the arena the Peebus Arena because it wouldn't let me put penis. It was just an incredible time for the city. The energy was insane. The 2008 and NCAA 2008 Sacramento State Hornets could not be beat.
Yeah, this place was on fire during that 08 madness.
Everyone remembers this, right?
The Hornets went on. Yeah, some of the all-time NBA greats coming out of that draft class. All right, Jack has his franchise mode team from NCAA. Josh, coming to you.
That's a way better answer than any one I could have come up with. I did the exact same thing. But there are so many good dominant teams. First off, about James Harden, I wonder if the strippers follow James Harden to Brooklyn the way LA comedians followed Joe Rogan to Texas.
Yeah.
But I thought about the 2004 Falcons with Michael Vick, any Alabama team from any of the last 6 NCAA football games, LA Riot from Blitz the League 2. I don't know if you ever played that game. Sure. They were fucking rough. But I'm going to go with the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and the Undertaker, SmackDown versus Raw. Unstoppable.
I was hoping, I hope someone throws a wrestling one in there. I didn't know what the stable was going to be.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
I'm right there with you on SmackDown versus Raw. That 2005 PS2
Something
game.
Like that.
Hell of a game.
I was gonna go with the Falcons, and then Jack shit talked them, so I had to use my backup answer.
Strategic, just throwing in things that I'm not gonna use.
Yeah, there you go. Just
also,
take it off
speaking
the
of
board
James Harden, I don't want to be known as Sports Ball favorite. I'd like to be known as Sports Ball thick boy. I like that you called him that. I would like to see my title.
All right.
And speaking of James Harden, I recommend we name him Chubby Chucker. Thank you. That's Jack.
Chubby Trucker?
Chubby Chucker.
Chubby Chucker? Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
just him ignoring any pass call from KD.
Yeah.
KD just in the post on like DJ Augustine and James Harden just shooting a 38-footer. Step back. I love it. All right, Robert, coming to you. Most dominant video game sports team all time.
They both said the Falcons, which I was going to go with too. The 04 Falcons.
What's funny is it's very clear. It's very clearly the obvious answer. Like,
that's why
Mike
I have
Vick
backups.
Was unfucking touchable in that game.
He did. He had a speed. I wrote some. He had a speed rating of 95, 97 in accuracy, and 98 in throwing power, and 92 in elusiveness. They literally had to change it. After him.
We saw the same article.
I just copied and pasted. It's not even like I even took the time to write those down myself. It was written by a teenage girl. All right, I'm not even sure if it's right. I did no fact checking besides just clicking on it. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Miami Heat. With LeBron, Wade, Bosh, and Ray Allen, because I used to play that game, and that was like one of the teams you picked. The only team you could pick to even kind of match them was the Celtics, and even then they didn't really match up. And I'd score the most with Ray Allen just because he'd be open, so I could hit threes like crazy with Ray Allen. LeBron was like he's still in his prime, but I mean he was ridiculous in it. And then Wade, Bosh, and then I wasn't too bad with Chalmers and Haslam on too.
I want to ask this question, Ben. I'm sorry that you're not much of a video game, specifically sports video game guy. Did any of you ever just get stupid fucking raw with just one random team? I'll say mine. I got insanely fucking good with the 2008 NBA Live Orlando Magic. Dude, I would just post up. I would just run a bunch of fucking corner screens for Rashard Lewis and just bang home 3-pointers. Yes. It was insane. The guy, and like, I think they also had like Hito Turkoglu on the game. So even if Rashard Lewis was like covered, I could get the ball to Hito and just bang a three. I was like Daryl Morey's Rockets in 2007. Just
you know what it is if you're good with someone's shooting form, like you can make them dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you just get their timing down, you could. Rashard Lewis was easy to shoot with, like his form was at the top.
He was on that Heat team too.
Yeah, he was on.
Oh yeah, he was a little too. Yeah.
Every
Ben, what
time
did you
say?
say?
Mike Miller.
Oh yeah, Mike Miller.
Shane Battier. The team had shooters.
Ben, what did you say?
Oh, it probably doesn't matter anymore. I can't.
Oh,
remember.
okay.
Yeah, it's a good team. I mean, they were like before the Rockets, before the Warriors. They were doing that with like lesser talent.
Totally. I remember they set the 3-point for a team record against the Kings one year. Yeah. They shot. I mean, at that time it was like 22 3-pointers made for a team in the game.
I think that's exactly what it was.
I think I may have nailed that, but yeah, it was against the Kings. Jack, Josh, Robert, do you guys have any input on there?
Yeah, my team. Anytime I play FIFA, I play as Real Salt Lake, and I make the other person choose an MLS team too. I'm like, it's not fair if you're a good team, and I know the way that Real Salt Lake works. We've got our 4-4 whatever the fuck it is, but I only play as them. It's a very annoying thing for my friends, but yeah, that's my move.
I like you manipulating your friends into playing as a shittier team as well.
Yeah, that they're not familiar with.
Yeah. Josh, do you have a team?
Not like one specific team. What me and my friends do is like when we play each other, we'll do 3 randoms and we'll pick from those 3. And like my friends don't compete for the most part unless the talent level is like they're the Lakers and I'm the fucking Hornets. Then
yeah.
But I do remember I had a franchise with the Houston Rockets in NBA Live like 06 with T-Mac and Yao, and I like won 70 games just playing all of them.
It's so fucking fun to just make a franchise team that dominant because there's no repercussions. Like no one ever gets to look at your save files to see that I've edited De'Aaron Fox to have a 100 standing jump. You know. Robert, you got anything on that?
I was good with Dirk's fadeaway, man. His fadeaway was ridiculous, man. You get him in the post, like it did not matter. I would shoot like 50 times with that dude.
Yeah, I think that it's just shooting big men in those old NBA games because there was no big men defenders who could defend the perimeter. So if you just got any of those guys on the perimeter, they were fucking dirty. Love it. I love old video games. I wish they held up. All right, moving on to the next question here. We'll start with Jack on this one. This one's pretty straightforward. Do these titles that are won during COVID mean more, less, or the same as titles won in non-COVID years? Jack, what are your thoughts on that?
It's going to mean the same. It just time's going to pass. It's going to mean the same. So the first title that Tim Duncan won, is there an asterisk on that? No, but they played a 50-game season. That was lockout shortened. You never hear about that now. The Heat that we were just talking about, that was a lockout season. They only played 66 games in 2012. And then in 1989, there was a fucking earthquake during the World Series. And they're like, we're just going to keep playing. It's okay. It's fine. No one remembers that now. They just remember who won. There could be a swarm of locusts this year. 20 years, no one's going to give a shit. You're just going to be one white guy dressed in a pink thermal on a sports podcast / live stream show who remembers it because he looked it up for this specific prompt. But otherwise, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. You won or you didn't.
All right, fair enough. Josh, any idea on that one?
Yeah, they do mean more.
Mean
because
more.
like they mean more because, you know, first off, it's not just one sport that's affected. It's every single sport. Every single team has to work harder to come together to actually like compete. Not that they didn't compete last time, but I'm just fucking working with something here. I don't know. Except the title the Lakers won. That one means less.
You know how to butter my biscuits. Robert, coming to you.
I think
Does
they
it mean
mean
more or less or the same?
less. And the reason is because teams are playing teams. So their records are a little bit inflated because teams are having to be out. Granted, maybe it balances out towards the end, the amount of players missing from games. But sometimes you're missing your star player. Sometimes teams are getting wins. And especially with last season in the bubble, what you saw was there's no momentum shift due to crowds, which would happen a lot in games. You could feel it, especially if you're in an arena. You could see players getting hyped. The Zoom background makes it worse. I hated staring at it, right? It never moved when you were watching it. And the role players would not be playing as well. Okay, that's a huge thing that I thought they were playing well in the bubble, and that's why people were like, oh, yeah, they're going to come out and average like 20 points like they were in the bubble. No, it's because they're not playing in front of a crowd, so they don't have them chanting at them, which would make them, you know, they don't play as well on the road. That's notorious for role players. Star players play better on the road. So I think that's why it's not going to be as good.
I think some solid points in there. Definitely some stuff I agree with. Ben, coming to you.
All right, I go for a tiebreaker here, and I'm going to go with they mean less. They mean less. A lot of the points Robert had, I completely agree with. Also, there's a lot of stars who can't do it when the pressure's on. There's no pressure with no crowd. Like the home field advantage is gone. Everybody gets decimated by different things. Injuries happen every time, like even without COVID. But they mean less because players that would have crumbled are not crumbling. And that's no fun. I want to see people I think aren't good enough under the bright lights fail, and then I see them succeed. And it's like, well, that's not any fun. I'm not going to talk about this guy. Except to be like, he didn't deserve that championship. It doesn't mean anything. Shortened baseball season? Get out of here. Baseball with no crowd is the worst sport that has ever been invented. The only good thing about baseball games is being there in person.
Okay, all right. Well, I think it's hurtful what you said about baseball. I'm a huge baseball fan myself.
Sorry about that.
You know what? I think that you guys all made some very. I think that this debate is very fun to have because there's so many good points on each side. I think the thing that I've come around on is I think that they do mean less, except for that Lakers one. To be honest with you, I think being in the bubble. I really do. I think that might be the hardest title ever won. To be in a bubble like that and to not be able to see your family for the majority of it, it tested a lot of people's willpower. But you know what fucks me up is the way the 76ers started versus how they got hit with COVID. And now they've dropped the first, not that, they don't have plenty of time to catch up, but playing without Embiid for an extended amount of games is tough. So I think that it does mean less when you have to go up against teams that might not be full strength every night. I think that brings some kind of taintness to it. But hey, I think that time will tell. I think that we'll see how this affects people long term.
When this is all over, I want to go to a game with Ben and Robert, who think their heckling ability is going to change role players from averaging 20 points per game to 5 points per game. I want to hear what the stuff they come up with.
Oh, it's a bunch of, oh, no. Don't.
You know what? Here's what it will influence. Okay, if you're in a game with a packed arena and crowds are yelling, refs are going to be more inclined to call fouls on a role player versus a star player, especially with crowd influence. So I think that does happen. Just as a natural. Yeah,
well,
so call a foul, so a role player gets fouled out
For sure.
or gets
the
fouled.
The crowd is a huge part of the game. Like I don't think people realize that at the time.
It is, but it also, like for as big of a thing as it is, like, and we can have our fun at his expense if we want, but I mean, no crowd in the stadium, and Paul George still shot like shit in that Game 7 against the Nuggets. Yep. You know what I mean? Danny Green still bricked that fucking
people still
game
crumbled.
winner in Game 5. Like people still did fucking crumble. So that's why I love.
Who had home court? Did the Clippers have it or did Nuggets?
It would have been the Clippers. The Clippers were
See, Paul George would have been playing at home and getting cheered. You know what I'm saying? He might have got a rhythm.
Yeah.
Like
still would have. He played at home in Oklahoma City, too.
I'm not saying it didn't look. I should have. You could tell in his eyes he wanted to come out of the game, but you can't ask to get pulled out.
Hey, and there's no such thing as an LA Clippers fan.
He should.
It doesn't exist.
It's Billy Crystal, right?
All right. We got to move on. Lastly, we've been gone for well over a month now. We're going to keep this one short and sweet. I want to hear from my friends here. What's been the best moment of sports in the last 2 months, in your guys' opinion? And we're starting with Josh on this one.
There's quite a few. Could be Harden quitting on his teammates, Kyrie quitting on the league. But my personal favorite, the only thing to send Twitter into a frenzy, is Nate Robinson's jaw quitting on him. That's that. I'll keep it short and sweet. That's my pick.
I think that's a fantastic pick. I really do. Robert, coming to you. Best sports moment of the last 2 months. What do you got?
I forgot about that. By the way, I saw him hitting pads, and if anyone's ever trained before, Nate Robinson looked horrible. Like you could tell he's only been doing it a couple months. I think it's just the whole Nets as in general, because you got Kyrie Irving just not coming back for personal reasons and seeing him party on Zoom. Stephen A. Smith coming on every day saying he should retire. And then James Harden, you just find out all that stuff coming out, like why he was having that problem with Russell Westbrook, like watching film and he's late, and then he just says like fuck it, just start it, and disrespecting his teammates, the weight gain, going to strip. You finding out all this stuff. You weren't hearing about all that stuff. I don't remember hearing about all that in his tenure with the Rockets, and just the way he was blowing games at the end, and then his final press conference was amazing. I liked it. I love the way he left the city of Houston.
Yeah, we don't ever get into politics on this show, not for any particular reason, but that it's just a sports show. But I think James Harden was a very good microcosm of the last 4 years of that administration, where it's like you couldn't really believe it while you were watching it. You didn't really love to look at it. Like I never really enjoyed watching James Ball on the Rockets. You know what I mean? It always seemed fluky. It never really got the job done. And then it just exploded at the end right in front of our faces, and it's amazing to watch. So I think good pick there, Robert. Ben, coming to you, what's your best sports moment in the last 2 months?
I mean, I don't think there's any debate here. I don't know what these guys are talking about. They're making up stuff, but it's definitely the Jack Browns making it to the playoffs, winning a game, and barely losing to the defending Super Bowl champs. The Browns actually making the playoffs and winning a game. That's without a coach. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. The Browns breaking that record, making it official that the Kings aren't the Browns of the NBA, that the Browns are the Kings of the NFL. Got absolutely handed to them, man. What a fight from that team all year through some COVID adversity, mostly brought on by the NFL's inability to control that virus. All right, Jack, coming to you. What's your best sports moment?
First of all, thank you, Ben, for calling them the Jack Browns. Then, Drew, I'm going to ignore that you asked for an answer from your friends. I'm still going to answer. The best sports moment for me came outside of traditional team sports. This was in freestyle climbing and parkour. I don't know how much you guys watch that sort of stuff. But when they were storming the Capitol and there were the stairs right there and the people were climbing up and falling off, I thought that was great sports. Some athletes at the height of their powers, the passion displayed there. That's why you love sports. You can't write drama like that. So that was a sports moment for me. When they stormed the Capitol and fell off the ledge.
That was one of the best sports moments I've ever seen. Is when middle-aged white people thought that they were suddenly in Assassin's Creed. All right, after Let's Argue our first round of games, the score is Ben Rice with 13 points, Jack Brown with 12, Josh Means with 12, Robert Emoto with 13. The good news is that means almost nothing because there is minimal chance for points moving forward. So you won't have a chance to throw up a big number like that moving forward. All right, guys, our first game after Let's Argue is a new game that I'm actually pretty excited about, if I'm being honest with you. I have realized that one of the best parts of sports and culture that we don't talk about quite enough is how funny old athletes' tweets and Instagram and Facebook posts are. So today's game, it's a new game. It's called the Post Game. We're going to check on everyone's post game here. It'll be 2 points per correct answer, and everyone gets a guess every round. And the game is I'm going to read you an athlete's tweet, Instagram or Facebook post, and then you guys are going to take turns guessing which athlete it was. I will give everyone a hint before the show was called the Post Game. It was simply titled the Kevin Durant Game, because much like our other athlete quote game that we affectionately
Charles Barkley game.
We nicknamed the Charles Barkley game. If you can't think of a guess, the good guess is Kevin Durant at all times. All right, and because Jack Brown is the first in alphabetical order with the least amount of points, him and Josh are tied at 12. We'll start with Jack, go to Josh, go to Robert, go to Ben on this one. The first post is a selfie of himself in front of the Holocaust Museum, and the post simply reads, "You know I had to do it one time, LOL, #Holocaust." Jack.
I know I've seen this. I want to say Danny Green, but I'm going to kick myself if I'm wrong. I think it's Danny Green.
Jack Brown's locking in with Danny Green. Josh, do you have a guess? I will read it as many times as you guys ask me to because it's funny as shit every single time I read it.
Okay, read it one more time.
Yeah, it's a picture of him, a selfie in front of the Holocaust Museum, and it says, "You know I had to do it one time, LOL, #Holocaust."
Hassan Whiteside?
Hassan Whiteside, okay. Robert, do you have a guess on this one?
Maybe somebody from over there. I don't know. Jokic?
Nikola Jokic, okay.
That's hilarious. It was Dirk.
I was trying to think of someone who's maybe he's just over there all the time.
It would be great if it was
Porzingis?
It was like Mo Wagner.
Amari when he converted.
Yeah. All right, Ben, coming up top to you.
Clear. This is clear. I don't know why people are guessing when the answer's so obvious. It's Tom Brady.
Oh, that's not a bad guess either, actually. Unfortunately, there was only one correct answer, and that was Jack Brown with a memory of an elephant, remembering that was Danny Green. This is just for you guys. I'll just show you the selfie that he posted, too.
Yeah, he did that weird filter on it, too. I just remember seeing that, and I was just like, what is going on?
Had you do it? No, you didn't.
No, yeah. You know he had to do it one time.
You absolutely didn't have to.
Why did he not call the Holocaust?
All right, Jack gets 2 points on that one, bringing him up to 18 or 14 points.
Did he take that down after he posted that, or did he leave it?
Dude, that's the great thing is, like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Someone's going to screenshot it.
Yeah, none of these are from their actual profile. They're all screenshots. So whether you did or didn't delete it, it's worthless. Like, it's we're talking. I mean, dude, that was literally posted in like 2011. You know. All right, the next one. The next one, we're starting with Josh on this one. This one, I'll give you the date on this one. This was May 1st, 2011. He said Osama in regards to bin Laden. should have hooped instead of trying to kill people because he's tall as hell?
I think it's it's like a young player who was hella young back then. I'm gonna say KD.
Okay. Josh, remembering the affectionate nickname of the game. Robert, coming up to you.
2012.
2011.
Shit. I think he'd be smarter than to say something like that. Garnett.
Kevin Garnett. Okay.
Good.
Ben Rice, coming to you.
Nate Robb.
Okay. Nate Robb. Jack
He's pretty
Brown.
confident about that. Damn it.
Yeah.
Scary Terry Rozier.
Jack
Damn,
Brown
that's who it
with another
was.
fucking pull.
Damn.
Yeah.
Scary Terry Rozier.
He was tall as hell. LOL.
Osama was 6'6". I mean, he's got a point.
He does have long arms.
The Kings could use a wing that could defend, and I wonder if
Well,
Osama could have
attack.
been their guy.
Someone who could
Yes,
mastermind the offense.
Attack the rim. Mastermind the offense. All right, moving
Go up
on.
against the Spurs and take down those Twin Towers. What's going on?
Yeah, the Bulls used to have Curry, and who was it? They had the Twin Towers.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, this one's starting with Robert. Just so everyone remembers, 2 points per correct. Everyone gets a guess, which means that this one, multiple people might know the answer. That's fine. Try not to give it away. Let everyone else get a good guess in. Josh, what were you going to say?
So if Robert guesses something that I think is correct, can I guess the same answer?
Yeah. You guys will just both get points, you know. We'll just wash his points out.
All
I mean,
right,
don't
let Jack,
everyone
let
guess.
Jack go first. I'll follow
Yeah,
Jack.
yeah.
I want to say again that this show is not political. I don't think Osama should be attacking and doing what he did.
You already picked your favorite moment of the parkour.
Yeah, that's
All right,
just my
Robert.
political compass. I think Osama would have been good at basketball, and I thought those people were good at parkour.
Yeah, there you go. That's all it boils down to is what is their athletic ability.
This is all on Twitter, right? Or is it just posts?
Twitter? Yeah, the Danny Green post was on Facebook, which even makes it funny.
No, it doesn't matter. Okay, because I was trying to think of who had a Twitter account, because I'm thinking some people probably don't have Twitter accounts. Okay, so anything?
Okay.
Social media.
All right, Robert, coming to you on this one. This might
not
be
gonna get
my favorite sports tweet of all time. I'm getting there. When you masturbate, think about my tongue on your clit and switching back and forth from my dick to my tongue.
I don't know why Ben knows it. Ben looks like he's,
It's a pretty famous
Ben looks like the
athlete
message was sent to him.
I know Ben can't stand up right now. Oh, dude, I have no idea. Draymond Green.
tweet. Okay, Draymond Green, and not a bad guess. Remembering that Draymond Green accidentally posted his dick on Snapchat one time.
That's what I was going for.
Ben Rice, coming to you. Do you remember who this was?
This feels very J.R. Smith to me.
Okay, J.R.
That feels very
Smith. J.R. Smith. Jack Brown, coming down to you.
Can you read it again?
Sure.
Put your hands above the screen, sir.
Can I just read it slowly a couple more times? This is going to be a podcast, right? I can listen to this later.
Why are
you
his
want me
lights
to get
getting dim?
sultry? Should I get a little sultry on this one? All right. The tweet was, I'm getting there. When you masturbate, think about my tongue on your clit and switching back and forth from my dick to my tongue. If it helps anybody, I did take the liberty of switching it. It actually says my tongue or your clit, but he obviously means my tongue on your clit and switching back and forth from my dick to my tongue.
Spelling error.
Yeah, terrible.
Robert's like, oh, now I know it was.
Yeah.
J.R. Smith's a strong guess, but I'm going to go with Mitchell Trubisky.
Okay. Jack, remembering that Mitch did have a lot of tweets that surfaced, including my favorite, I love titties, or I kissing titties, or something like that. Josh, coming to you.
No, my man was scoring on this tweet the way Robert scored with him on 2K. We're talking Ray Allen.
It was Sugar Ray Allen. One of the more unfortunate moments on Twitter. He thought he was sending a DM to some girl he was cheating on his wife with, and accidentally tweeted it out.
That'd be the worst.
One of the best moments ever.
And have a typo in there? Oh.
Yeah. All right. That one started with Robert last time, so it'll start with Ben this time. This was September 22nd, 2012. Girl, you look like a bacon and egg sandwich, ... You look good.
That's Eddie Curry.
Who'd you say?
Eddie Curry?
Eddie Curry, okay.
The hungry guy, it sounds like.
Jack, coming to you. Who do you think thought a girl looked like a bacon and egg sandwich?
I don't
i.e.
know,
looked
man.
good?
So horny back in 2012.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You named it the Kevin Durant game. I'm gonna guess Kevin Durant. He must be one.
Okay. Jack Brown guesses Kevin Durant. Josh?
I'm gonna follow Jack's lead and guess Kevin Durant.
Okay. Kevin Durant.
I'm gonna go with Durant.
I don't know this one though.
Congratulations to everybody but Ben Rice. It is Kevin Durant.
God.
Ben said it so confidently that I was
I just like first thought, best thought. Eddie Curry, he's fat. You
I forgot about
I knew
Eddie
exactly
Curry.
where you were going, and I was like, I love where you're at, but unfortunately, the correct
It's
answer
not
is a man
correct.
who couldn't bench press 185 pounds one time at the NBA Combine.
Yeah, when Jack said so
Oliver
horny
Miller.
back then, I knew it was KD. He was talking about Scarlett Johansson tweeting her and shit.
Yeah, that was another one. Is Scarlett Johansson? I want to drink your bathwater. That was another
man.
Kevin Durant classic.
I wonder if Kevin Durant's like, Colin Joe sucks. What is this?
Yeah. All right. This one from February 24th, 2010. And this one will start with Jack Brown. Hold on. Let me see how many more we have in this category. Oh, okay. We got a shit ton.
I'm going to lose.
Okay. Jack Brown, who said, #you ever wake up in the middle of the night and think about a girl you like or starting to like and sit at the edge of the bed and say, damn, I want her?
I think that's Kevin Durant for sure. That just
Okay.
feels like his cadence.
Okay. Josh, coming to you.
I don't want to seem like I'm copying Jack, but I do think it was Kevin Durant.
Okay. Josh thinks it's Kevin Durant. Robert Moto, coming up to you. Who do you think said, hold on, I'll read it again.
Please do.
#you ever wake up in the middle of the night and think about a girl you like or starting to like and sit at the edge of the bed and say, damn, I want her?
That's got to be an easy money sniper, right?
Okay. Robert also going with Kevin Durant. Ben, are you going to pick your hometown hero or
I'm not.
going opposite?
I'm gonna go against it just because I'm gonna lose regardless. So let's just get out of basketball for a second. I'm gonna say it's that sweet Skittles loving guy, Marshawn Lynch, just being
Not a bad guess.
early in the morning.
Seems like
Not a bad guess.
You're wrong.
I think we can all speak together here when we say I'd pay money to have Marshawn Lynch just tweet every thought he ever had.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ben, everyone who said Kevin Durant is right again. It was Kevin Durant once more. One of just the absolute weirdest things I've ever read. Even if I read that from someone.
What time did that one come out? I want to know what
That
time.
was at 12:35 p.m., which means just a little after noon.
Oh, he got his workout done. He was,
All right.
he was in traffic on the way home.
Okay. This is the one we'll have two more. Maybe we'll have a couple more. I don't know. This one I love. This might be my favorite of all time. This one will start with Josh again. This is from November 5th, 2012. This one simply reads, everybody has a God-given talents. Mine just happens to be slinging this wood in my pants.
Kevin Durant's burner account.
Okay.
No. Fuck. It was a rookie in the past couple years. I remember this. Dennis Smith Jr.
Okay. Josh is going to guess Dennis Smith Jr. Robert?
Nick Young.
Okay. Nick Young. Ben Rice coming up to you.
All right, so I want to point out, I think you forgot to include the @ on this one, but the answer is Delonte West.
Oh, okay. Delonte West,
Not LeBron.
Jack Brown.
I'm gonna guess J.R. Smith. These are all really good guesses, though.
I was gonna
These
go
are
J.R. Smith.
fantastic guesses. Josh just happened to remember a little bit better than everybody. That was the backup point guard for the backup point guard for the backup point guard for your New York Knickerbockers, Dennis Smith Jr. Yeah, just an all-timer, man. Just a beautiful, perfectly. I mean, that's a perfectly written joke by itself. If you tweet that from your Twitter account, you're getting numbers.
I'm just happy when we get it as a group. It doesn't matter if it's me. I like that we know this from 2012.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see it in 2012. I saw it like resurface 2 years ago whenever he got drafted.
I'm only going to do 2 more, but I want to give you guys the option. Would you guys like to hear a patriotic tweet or a very racist tweet?
Very racist.
Very racist.
Okay. We're going very racist. Actually, I take
How do you
back.
feel
I'm not
about
gonna
that,
do the
Robert?
Very racist one.
I say patriotic. I don't
They're-
understand why we
they're
need
the
to
same
talk
thing.
about-
They're the same thing.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not
2021,
going to
baby.
read. I'll read you guys. the
Stand for
racist
that
one.
flag.
Tom Brady.
I'll read you guys this one. I'm not going to make you guys guess it though, because it's Ben DiNucci, who was one of the guys the Cowboys had to start at quarterback this season.
What?
But his tweet was, just got invited to nationals to play for the Korean ping pong team. I think I have to face Dong Dong first round. So just an incredibly racist tweet that really has no humor value whatsoever. And I don't know
I
why
thought that was
someone
the
would tweet it.
patriotic one. I was like, I can't wait to root for the home
Team
team.
USA, baby.
Did he
Okay.
put like the smiling face after, like the tears, the crying?
Nothing. Just a dry one. He thought.
I thought you meant the one with the closed eyes.
All right, we're gonna do the patriotic one here. I just taste for the first time a smoothie. ... All caps. Man, God bless America. Smiley face. This one I believe starts with Robert Emoto.
So read it again. I just taste a smoothie. What?
I just taste for the first time a smoothie. ... Man, God bless America. All caps. Smiley face.
Can we get the date on that one?
Sure, that's January 20th, 2014.
Yaziel Puig.
Okay. Yasiel Puig's a good one. Ben, coming to you.
All right, I'm going to go with the king of Scissor, Jamarcus Russell.
Okay. Yeah, I like Jamarcus Russell having never had a smoothie until 2014.
So I was trying to
That
think
is
of
a
someone not from.
Hilarious guess. Jack Brown, coming to you.
I feel like this might not be right, but we haven't done a Jose Canseco one. I feel like Jose Canseco tweets crazy. I'm going to say Jose Canseco.
Okay. Jose Canseco does tweet completely reckless. I did not pull any Jose Canseco tweets, but I like the guess. Josh?
Have these all been basketball players?
I think so far, yeah. Except
This
for the
one-
Ben DiNucci racist one.
Yeah, of course. Not many racist quotes coming out of the NBA. Surprise, surprise. This was Giannis.
Yeah, Josh is right. This
That
was
sounds
Giannis
great, yeah.
Antetokounmpo. Just a completely adorable, wholesome tweet
Yeah.
I thought we threw in there. All right.
You know what
And
made me
lastly-
guess that, by the way, is I met Yaziel Puig at the ESPYs because my brother got tickets, and he had never seen like a hand dryer before. He was jumping up and down in the bathroom when I hit it. It was nuts.
That's
And then he was
that's a
like,
great
Robert, you
story.
have to try smoothies.
All right, man. This one is from August 16th, 2011. We will start this one with Ben Rice. This tweet reads, accidentally hit a squirrel yesterday in my car. Feel so guilty I could barely sleep. Casey Anthony is a monster.
Huh. That's a lot of stuff in there real quick. Who would eat a squirrel and blame Casey Anthony? This is a lot. I'm noticing that all these tweets are old because people have learned to not fuck that up anymore. But I'm going to give it to America's sweetheart, Tony Romo.
Okay, Ben guesses Tony Romo. Not a bad guess. Jack Brown, coming to you.
This sounds like a Senator Chuck Grassley tweet, the guy from Iowa, but I don't think he's athletic even by my definition. So I'm going to say someone who's trying to be funny. I'm going to go with Blake Griffin.
Okay, Jack Brown guessing Blake Griffin. Josh?
Deshaun Jackson.
Okay, Deshaun Jackson. Robert?
Shit. Who says I must. No, he wouldn't even write that. I'm trying to go with someone. J.R. Smith. One of these guys.
J.R. Smith. You know what? Not a bad guess. Unfortunately, J.R. Smith does most of his dirty work in the DMs, as we all know by the you trying to get the pipe.
Yeah, that was one of the. Yeah, I remember that one.
Unfortunately, Jack Brown is right. The correct answer is Blake Griffin, a man who will sell out more clubs than all of us combined, just because when he does stand-up comedy, he just fucking
the one time he does.
Yeah, he does it once a year, and it fucking sells out arenas. So.
The words everyone wants to hear. Unfortunately, Jack Brown is right.
You know what's great, man, is there's so fucking many of these that this is, I think, a game that's here to stay. We are reaching the end point of our games today. The last game we are going to play, let me go through the leaderboard right now. Ben Rice is at 13 points. Jack Brown is at 22.
Jesus.
Josh Means tied at 22. Robert Emoto at 17. No problem. Plenty of time to catch up if you have any confidence in yourself in this last game. This is a new game for the people watching at home. I'm going to try to explain it briefly. I explained it to these guys at the beginning of the show before you guys were with us, and we will play an example round 2. This game is called Award Season. I've chosen random sports awards that they give out, whether it be individual, team, coaches awards, things of that nature. And I will read just a little bit of information about the award to the guys. Stuff like, when they give out the award, when the first one was given out, and maybe just a little tidbit of information that'll give you a hint. And then I've listed every winner for the last 10 years. And these guys will bid on how many of the going from least recent to most recent, how many of the names can they name? So essentially, if you say that you can name 6 names, I'll give you every name from 2010 to 2016. Does that make sense? Some other details to keep in mind here. I need the name of the award. If it's named after a sponsor, that doesn't count. So if you can't remember who sponsors the Rose Bowl or something like that, that won't count. But if the award is named after a human being, someone who is honored by the award, I will need that person's name. The example we will give today, and Ben Rice will be in control of the example and the first round of the game. The example, Ben, was there any questions on that?
Oh man, I apparently misunderstood this thing entirely, but let's do it.
Okay, do you understand it now?
Yeah, and I hate it.
Okay.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Can I give Robert points? I think it'd be funny if he won again. He has a really funny dynamic with Josh. I don't think I want to be champion.
Well,
here's to lose this thing. There's plenty of time to lose, Jack.
That's true. Okay, go ahead, Ben. You're right. I can lose this outright. You're right. Go ahead, Ben.
Here's your little detail about how the sausage is made is you guys are like 4 of the 7 people who are also comedians who also like sports that I know. So there's no shortness of the amount of times I'll ask you guys to be on the show. So you guys do not need to worry about that. No one flunking this by no means they won't be back on the show. All right. So the example one we'll start with is this award is usually given out the first Sunday of February. The first one was given out in 1967, and its place of distribution changes every year. Starting with Ben Rice, how many names of the most recent winner of this time, or least recent, starting in 2010? Do you need
starting in 2010 and moving forward? Man, I don't know who won that award 2 years ago. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so do you need 10 names?
You're gonna give me the most recent ones? Is that right?
No.
Wait, Ben's
starting in
needs
2010.
2.
So if you say you need 8 names, you'll get 2010 through 2010.
I can get 3. That's not true. Somebody outbid me.
Okay. Wait, Ben, you can start the bidding at 10, and then you have control of the board.
Starting at 3.
Okay, Ben's starting at 3. Jack, do you think Ben needs from 2010 to 2013. Do you think you can name it, or do you think you can do it in less? What are you going to do here?
So I'm trying
and
to
by the
understand
way-
the game. This is the practice round. Okay, I'm going to say I can do it in 2. That would be my option.
That would be your option.
Okay.
And for the record, if you had challenged Ben,
He would have to do it.
you would be entitled to 5 points if he loses. But
Oh.
if he gets it in 3 names, he wins it. The practice round's a little bit shitty because I hope you guys know what award we're talking about. So, someone could hypothetically say 0 names right now and just say the award because it's so obvious. But the following rounds won't be that obvious. So,
Okay, in that case, I challenge Ben.
okay. We don't need Robert and Josh. You guys aren't even active in this.
Talk
Oh,
about
so it stops.
So
it does
we don't
stop.
even get
Okay.
a chance this round?
You get no chance. Ben and Jack had blocked you out. That's part of the problem with being in first place is you don't even get points to.
What if
chance for
he
points
didn't
on-
bet that many? Like say it started at 10 and he went 9.
Right, we could totally play it like that. So if Ben had said 10, then you got to assume Jack doesn't give him all 10 names, and so he says 9, and then we
Is it-
could
then
just
does it
literally-
go?
Yeah, and then Josh would go from.
Oh, so
you
what I
know,
really
say-
meant to say was 7 is what I meant to say. Is that what?
Okay, so Ben says.
So
7.
Josh could
Jack,
have said
do you
1
think
though, right? You could have said 1.
That's what I was going to
Josh,
say.
Josh could say 1, and then Robert, you would have to decide whether you think Josh could get it in 1 name, or do you think you can get it in no names?
But he could have
Then-
stole it right there, right? Or no, or took it right there, right? Saying
I-
1.
Sure, yeah, he can go all the way down to 1 if he wants to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And
does
then
it
I'm
make
just
sense?
betting. Then I'm just betting against Josh.
You're just trying to really box out and maximize your odds for points. Does that make sense?
Do I get
5%.
how many points would I get if he got it right?
5.
If I said
it's
yes,
a 5,
he
it's a
would too.
5. It's a 5-point question. Winner or loser gets it. So if
Okay,
you
so
challenge
whatever.
him and he loses it, you get 5. If you challenge and he wins it, he gets 5.
So no bonus if you get it in 1 name or 9 names. It doesn't matter. Okay, it's just 5. Okay. Okay.
No-
Just
no
whoever
value put
gets
on the amount of
challenged.
Mhm.
Goes
Right,
up
and
against.
then the next step that we don't have to throw this wrinkle in right away, but if Robert said 0 name and Ben thinks not only can he name it, but he can tell me who won it 10 years ago, then he can say -1 name, and then he has to give me that.
Who has as many awards?
Hell yeah! See, this is
I only
exactly
know
why I
one
added it.
award.
Anyway, so
You'd be like,
Robert,
who won last year? I'm like, good question.
yes. Okay, so perfect. So Josh says 1
No,
name.
-1.
Robert.
-1.
Josh says no because you have to do
I'm just
2.
kidding.
You got 2010.
I know,
Okay.
I know. I'm kidding.
Okay, Robert. So do you think you can do it in 0 names?
No.
Okay, so you got to challenge Josh
What do you mean I got to challenge Josh?
because Josh had 1 name.
Yeah, I'm betting against him.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to challenge him.
Oh, wait, can't I agree with him? What if I
No,
think you get it in 1?
You can't just say 1 name. You can't just say that you can do the same amount as Josh. You have to make a decision.
What happened to these two? Do they have to? Are they done?
They're
I don't
just
even
out.
understand what happened right now.
They're just
I
out.
outbid
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
He outbid them. So
And
you
now
could
you're-
say, yeah, you could
now
say
you're
0 names,
outbidding
or
me,
you can
or-
say. This is what happens when you try to get a bunch of sports fans to play like any game that doesn't have a scoreboard on it. They're like, "What do you mean, Settlers of Catan? What does that even?"
I didn't,
what are
well,
you
first
talking
of all,
about?"
you told us me and Josh are locked out of the game, and then all of a sudden
Now it's our
you're telling
turn.
me to
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah, because
Now
you
it's our
guys.
turn.
Once,
I didn't understand what
once
happened.
somebody says challenge, the rest of the people don't have any chance for points. So, but Robert, just say you challenge Josh. That's all
Challenge.
you got to do here. Okay, Josh, the 1 name you will receive is the Green Bay Packers.
Super Bowl champions.
Robert, congratulations, you get 5 points. That award is called the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah, see, you have to name the trophy.
See what I
my
mean?
God.
You
Oh, I thought you
gotta
made the fucking team.
Good call.
I didn't know the trophy. I didn't know who won them. I thought I had to know
The
who won
entire
them.
time I was thinking this is going to be Super Bowl MVP, and then he said the Green Bay Packers. And I was like, what the
exactly. Fantastic. This is exactly the goal. All right, let's play the game.
But those
We
those
only-
Okay, so I
points
don't
don't
even know
count.
who
Rob.
won. I just need to know the award. Okay.
Yes, you
When
don't
explained
need
it
to know
again, I
who
thought I
won
had
it.
to know the
Re-
people
those are
who
real
won it as
points.
Well, and I was like, oh,
No.
fuck
No,
that.
the only time you would need to know anyone who won the award is if you're going negative names. That's
Okay.
the only time you need to know. Other
The
than that, I'm
names
going
are
to
just
give you-
clues.
Okay.
The names are just clues. Correct.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I
So
thought.
what would your clues been on that? Say you needed 5. You would just named 5 teams.
The 5 teams
So
that won the Super
if
Bowl.
Josh would have said
Okay.
5 and you said challenge, I would have said the Green Bay Packers, the New York Giants, the Baltimore Ravens, the
Okay.
Seattle Seahawks, and the New England Patriots. Those
Okay.
are the 5 winners from 2010 to 2015. All right. Are you guys ready to play a more challenging but equally as confusing round of that game?
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right. Here we go.
Have a seizure.
This award is given out in either January or February annually. The first award was 1957. And I have the 10 most recent winners. How many names do you need, Ben Rice?
I'm going to need 3 names.
3 names. Okay. Jack Brown?
Challenge.
Okay. Look at that. Our first round. Jack Brown going for the big dunk here. Ben Rice, are you ready for the 5 most recent names of this award?
Yeah.
I mean,
three
five-
most recent.
3. I'm sorry. 3
Yeah.
least recent names. Ben Rice, here you go. The winners were Bill Belichick, Jim Harbaugh, and Bruce Arians.
Right. So this is going to be where I have to know the name of the actual award for Coach of the Year. Is that correct?
But don't overthink it, because it might just be called the NFL
Right.
Coach of the Year.
That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go with NFL Coach of the Year.
That is correct. It is the NFL Coach of the Year award. Ben makes up 5 points just like that and brings his total to 18.
Josh
All right.
could have challenged right there instead of 1.
Only Jack.
No,
could.
because Jack challenged.
I could have
So
said.
Josh,
I
you
could have
have
said
no-
2.
Yeah, Jack could have
Okay.
said 2, and then Josh could have challenged.
Oh, okay, but if he says challenge, then okay, you can stop it right
Right.
there. All right.
3 just
All right.
seemed so out of pocket. I just wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowing that.
It is disrespectful. Okay. This award is also given out in February. The first award was given out in 1984, and the first winner of this award currently has a child who plays in the National Basketball Association. Jack Brown, starting with you, how many names do you need?
4.
Okay, 4 of them. Josh, coming to you.
Challenge.
Ooh, not really giving Robert any chance to build on a lead here. Jack Brown is tied with Robert at 22 points. It was 4 names?
Yep.
All right, Jack, here you go. The 4 winners starting in 2010. Nate Robinson, Blake Griffin, Jeremy Evans, Terrence Ross.
Most improved player in the NBA? No.
Congratulations, Josh.
That is the
5
Sprite
points
Slam
coming to
Dunk
you.
champion.
See, you have to say that, right?
Damn
You
it.
have to say
No.
that.
No.
Okay.
No, fuck the corporations. No free ads on this podcast. You don't
The
have to say the
Charmin
name.
Player of the Year.
You don't have to give me the sponsors of it. I just need it if it's dedicated. Like the Lombardi Trophy is called that because it's for Vince Lombardi. So like the NFL's Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
The
Give me Walter
Huggies
Payton.
Catch of the Decade.
I don't
Who
need to
is
hear
the slam-
Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
Who is the slam dunk champion that's kids in the NBA? I think that's what tripped me up.
Larry Nance.
Larry Nance.
Larry Nance
was the
Jr. is
first
still on
winner.
the Cavs. God, I just
Yep,
forgot about him.
he sure
Okay,
is.
Good.
He sure is. Okay, here we
The
go.
numbers
Here's
with
our
Kevin
last one.
Lowe.
I'm actually enjoying this. I think this is a fun time. And this one will be for the winner. Josh currently has 26. Robert's at 22. Jack Brown's at 22. Ben Rice is at 18. So
Eliminated.
Ben is the only one technically mathematically eliminated from first place. But Josh, Robert,
How did I
and
go
Jack,
from 22 to 26 when I just got 5 points?
Just
you were at
play,
21
man. Let's just
before.
go. Let's just go.
All right.
You were at 21 before. I'm doing my math correctly. Fuck you.
They
All
were
right.
at 22, Josh.
I'm excited about this one. This one starts at Josh. This award is given in November annually. The first time it was given out was in 1931. And in 1979, there was a tie for the win, resulting in a co-title given out. How many names do you need, Josh Means? And I will read those clues again if anyone needs them.
Yeah, I need them.
Sure. Yeah, the award is given out in November every year. The first time it was given out was in 1931, and in 1979 there was a tie for first place, resulting in a co-title being given out. How many names?
10.
Okay. Josh starts at 10. Robert?
I'll go 5.
Okay. Robert goes 5. Ben, how many names do you need?
I'm going to go 4.
All right. Jack?
I think my best bet at this point to try and win is to challenge Ben.
Damn, that's a great fucking
Oh,
move.
my goodness.
Ben,
But
Here we go.
I deserve whatever I get because I fucked up the slam dunk one.
pulling
Ben,
for
go
you,
for
Ben.
it.
Ben Rice. I'm going to read you, what was it, 5 names?
4.
4.
4 names.
8.
If you get it right,
I need all 10 names.
you sneakily slide right into second place in your first time ever playing sports ball. If you get it wrong, Jack Brown leaves here
Damn, I should have went higher.
with his first championship belt.
Should have just went.
Here we go, everybody. This is why we play the game. The names for you, Ben Rice: Ryan Braun, Buster Posey, Andrew McCutcheon, Clayton Kershaw.
That's going to be National League Most Valuable Player. Thank you.
Ben Rice, congratulations on your
Wow.
second place finish today. What a remarkable comeback. Ben Rice with a huge final round. Josh and Robert,
Oh, yeah.
pack your shit up, go home. You guys are bounced out of the bubble before the finals.
Wait,
hell
Josh
of a
thought
game.
it was.
Wait, I
Josh
thought I
he
won.
was-
Josh
Oh, wait,
wins.
Josh won. I meant Jack.
Thank you.
Josh won it.
I didn't even know
Ben
the game
Rice,
was gonna end right now. I would have fucking said what.
fantastic.
He said it was the last one.
Hey, you know
Did
what?
he?
The good news is I'll have you guys all back literally the next time we play this game if you want. Let's get some plugs in before we have to run. Ben Rice, tell everyone where they can find you, what they can listen to, where they can love you.
Yeah, so I have 2 podcasts. We'll start with the one most likely to be listened to by you guys. It's a basketball and beer podcast where we talk classic NBA memories, current events in the NBA. We compare players to beers, teams to breweries. It's called Please Dunk Responsibly. It's a basketball and beer podcast. Find that anywhere you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at Please Dunk Responsibly and on Twitter at Please Dunk Pod. Please is PLZ. And then I have a regular beer podcast, Barley and Me, at Barley and Me Pod, which is what I use for everything across social media. Thank you.
Sweet. Thanks for being on, Ben. Jack, where can people find you? Where can they love you?
I don't know when the podcast is coming out, but if you're watching the live stream now, we're going to be at the Capitol tomorrow. Just really fucking shit up. So, yeah. But follow me on Instagram at Jackson J. Brown, and then the YouTube, too. You can find it from there. But thank you.
Definitely. Josh?
At J Means on all social media. I just started a podcast. Josh Means Business. I'll think of a better name at some point, but make sure to subscribe to that anywhere you get podcasts. Feels good to have the crown back where it belongs.
Yeah. Welcome back, King. Robert, where can people find you
shit.
besides your Joe Rogan ripoff den?
At Random Thoughts Podcast at random thoughts at podcast fucking it's already at.
Are you okay?
At whatever. I don't know, man. I thought my internet said unstable for a second, so I just started stuttering with it. Yeah, it's on anywhere you can get that, or at Bobby Emoto on everything else.
Random Thoughts Podcast.
That was a
on all social
fucking
media.
confusing game at the end.
Hey, you know what? Now that you guys know how to play.
To that pressure.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Imagine if there were 18,000 people in this arena.
When you explained it, I got more confused
100%.
because I didn't.
Well,
I
now
thought,
that
I
you
thought
guys
I'd be able
know
to
how
get it
play-
back from Ben. I thought I could go 3
No.
after he said
No,
4.
Once the challenge is issued, everyone else is out. It's a one-man game at that point. But hey, now that everyone knows how to play, next time you guys will know how, and you'll have a leg up on the next sad sap that I bring on to be on here for the first time. All right, guys, that's been Sports Ball. Keep it going for Stab and Jesse, and we will talk to you guys in a month. Goodbye. See you later.
Hey.
Thank you one more time. Oh, Drew, just bouncing quick. Hold on, let me get out of here.
Jesus.
Thank you to Drew.
All right, y'all.
Jack, Ben, Robert, and Josh. Thank you all. That's it for Sports Ball, but that's not it for Stab for tonight. Come back at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock, for the anchor of our Tuesday trivia night. It's the Obscure Movie Trivia Show with Buddy and guests. Tonight, I believe they're focusing on the first round is Scream. I don't know if it's the franchise, the first movie. How about you come back and find out for yourself? We'll see you at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock, for the Obscure Movie Trivia Show. See you then.